The neon glow of the data core pulsed on the central table, casting long shadows across the hideout. Rhino, a mountain of chrome and muscle, let out a booming laugh, raising a synthale in a toast. "To us!" he roared, his voice echoing off the grimy metal walls. "Richest crew in Neo Kyoto." Kalen, however, remained silent. He leaned against a support beam, his gaze fixed not on the prize but on Anya. A flicker of suspicion, a nagging doubt he couldn't shake, clouded his eyes as he watched her move with a quiet, predatory grace. She hadn't joined the celebration, her calm a stark contrast to Rhino's boisterous joy. The silence before the storm was always the most unsettling. Suddenly, Anya's hand darted to a small, unassuming device on her belt. She pressed a button, and a wave of invisible energy washed through the room. Rhino yelped as his cybernetic arm went limp, clattering uselessly against the table. The lights flickered and died, plunging the hideout into a near-total darkness illuminated only by the data core's persistent glow. With practiced speed, Anya snatched the core from the table, its light reflecting in her cold, unfeeling eyes. The heist was over, but the betrayal had just begun. A holographic screen flickered to life beside Anya, projecting the cloaked, anonymous face of the broker. The city's most infamous information dealer stared out from the display, a ghost in the machine. "It was never about the money, Kalen," Anya said, her voice devoid of the warmth he once knew. It was a stranger's voice, sharp and chilling. "The broker pays better. Loyalty is a commodity, and he simply made a higher bid." Before Kalen or the stunned Rhino could even process the treachery, the distinct hum of repulsor lifts filled the air. A sleek black stealth transport descended silently outside the reinforced window, its cockpit door sliding open. Without a backward glance, Anya leaped into the waiting craft. The data core clutched tightly in her hand. The transport ascended into the perpetual twilight of the city, leaving them trapped in their darkened, powerless hideout. The emergency power kicked in, casting the room in a grim red light. Kalen moved quickly to Rhino's side, his hands already working to bypass the EMP's lingering effects on his friend's cybernetics. The initial shock on Kalen's face slowly hardened, melting away into a mask of cold, unyielding determination. His eyes were fixed on the holographic screen where the broker's image had been, the digital phantom now seared into his memory. "She made it personal," Kalen growled, the words low and dangerous. He accessed a secure terminal, his fingers flying across the keys. A new file appeared on the main screen, a detailed dossier on the broker, complete with known associates, safe houses, and network vulnerabilities. "Let's go get our property back." The mission had changed. This was no longer about profit, it was about retribution. Kalen slotted a fresh power cell into his plasma pistol while Rhino, his arm now fully functional and recalibrated, cycled the chamber of his heavy pulse rifle. They were a two-man army, united by betrayal and fueled by a singular, burning objective. They stepped out of the hideout and onto the rain-slicked streets of Neo Kyoto. The neon-drenched cityscape stretched before them, a sprawling labyrinth of steel and light. As they moved into the crowd, the camera pulls back, showing them as two determined figures against the vast, indifferent metropolis. The hunt had begun.